Welcome back to my channel, Famous and Fabulous. Robert Ryan really hated him more than anyone else. Robert Ryan was born Robert Bushnell Ryan on November 11, 1909 in Chicago, Illinois. His family had lots of money and they came from Ireland long ago. When he was young, he loved reading books, arguing about ideas, and playing sports. He was really good at school and at games too. After finishing school in Chicago, he went to Dartmouth College, where he studied English and became known as a great boxer and football player. His time at college taught him how to work hard and be tough, things that helped him when he became an actor and got involved in politics later. After finishing college in 1932, Ryan had trouble finding work during the Great Depression. He worked lots of different jobs, like shoveling coal on ships and working for the government before he decided to try acting. He got into acting when he studied at the Max Reinhardt workshop in Hollywood, which taught him how to be a good actor. By the early 1940s, Ryan had signed with RKO Pictures, a movie company that saw how intense he was and how good he was at playing complicated, troubled men. His first movie roles were small, but Ryan quickly showed everyone he was a really deep actor. His big break came with a movie called Crossfire in 1947, where he played a man who really hated Jewish people. This role got him nominated for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor, and it showed everyone he could play characters with serious mental problems, often men whose inner demons matched the problems America had during and after World War II. During the late 1940s and 1950s, Ryan became one of Hollywood's most respected actors. People knew him for playing tough guys who weren't clearly good or bad. He was great at playing characters that showed the dark side of people. Violent criminals, crooked leaders, angry soldiers, but he made them feel real and not like cartoon characters. Some of his best movies include The Setup from 1949, where he played an old boxer who was trying hard to keep his dignity. On Dangerous Ground from 1951, where he played a tough cop whose anger slowly gets healed by love, and Bad Day at Black Rock from 1955, where he played a scary racist that people will never forget. These roles made everyone know he was a master of film noir movies, and he could make even bad scripts good, just by being so intense and believable. Besides making movies, Robert Ryan also loved acting on stage and was proud to go back to theatre whenever he could. He appeared in several Broadway shows, including one called Mr. President and Later, in plays like Long Day's Journey into Night, where people could really hear his strong, deep voice in Persian. His love for theatre showed that he believed acting was both art and a way to make audiences think. In his later years, Robert Ryan easily moved into playing older characters, often wise but tired authority figures, military officers, or men who felt sorry about their past. His appearances in movies like The Professionals from 1966, The Dirty Dozen from 1967, The Wild Bunch from 1969, and Lawman from 1971 let him keep exploring ideas about violence, right and wrong, and forgiveness in complicated characters. He kept acting on stage and in movies even as his health started getting worse. On March 11, 1939, Robert Ryan married Jessica Cadwallader. They stayed married until she died in 1972, and their marriage was very important to both his personal life and how he saw the world. Jessica came from a smart family that cared about helping people. She wasn't just his wife, but also his partner in thinking about ideas, politics, and causes they both cared about. They got married just as Ryan's career was starting to get really good, and Jessica gave him emotional support and encouragement as he went from stage work to making movies full-time. Together, they built a home that mixed Hollywood glamour with serious concern for helping people, creating a place where their children could grow up surrounded by both creativity and caring about others. The couple had 3 children, and each one went their own special way. Their first child, Timothy, was born in 1946, right after World War II ended, when Ryan's acting career was at its best. 2 years later, in 1948, they had their second child, Cheney. Cheney Ryan became famous not for entertainment, but for studying and helping people. His job as a research fellow at Oxford University and his role as co-chair of the Oxford Consortium for Human Rights showed the caring and socially aware values his parents taught him. He also became a professor of philosophy and law at the University of Oregon, where he taught many students by exploring questions about fairness, war, and peace, subjects that matched the moral questions his father often dealt with in movies. Their youngest child, Lisa, was born in 1951, and she completed the family. Even though she lived more privately than her brother Cheney, she also carried on the Ryan family name as part of her family known not only for artistic talent, but also for thinking and helping society. Where the Ryan chose to live was itself interesting and would later become a striking part of cultural history. For some time, they lived in one of New York City's most famous buildings, the Dakota. Located at 72nd Street and Central Park West in Manhattan, the Dakota was famous for its beautiful architecture and its community of important residents, a place where art, music, and movie people mixed with writers, smart people, and cultural figures. Eventually, Robert and Jessica sublet and later sold their apartment there to John Lennon and Yoko Ono. The building would become forever connected with tragedy when Lennon was shot and killed outside the Dakota's courtyard entrance in December 1980. Fact that the Ryans once lived in this historic building connects them indirectly to one of the most shocking events in modern cultural memory, giving their personal history an almost spooky feeling. Besides, their home life, Robert and Jessica Ryan also cared deeply about progressive education and child development. In the fall of 1951, an amazing project began right in their own backyard in Los Angeles. The founding of the Oakwood School. Jessica and Robert, along with a small group of parents who thought like them, imagined a school that showed their ideas of progressive, child-centered education, one that emphasized creativity, critical thinking, and being individual over strict conformity. The Oakwood School started very humbly, operating literally in the Ryans' backyard, but its goals were anything but small. This was not a traditional school, but rather a new kind of school, one born out of the values of working together, democracy, and respect for each child's unique potential. By 1954, just 3 years after its modest beginnings, the school had grown to the point where it needed a more permanent home. The Ryan Salon, with other committed founding families, including Sidney Harmon, Elizabeth Shepard, Wendy and Ross Cabin, and Charles and Emily Huspould, their resources and energy to establish a proper campus. They bought land on Moore Park Street, Los Angeles' San Fernando Valley, where they built the elementary school campus. The establishment of this new campus was more than just an investment in their own children's education. It was a bold statement about the role of parents in shaping schools and about the importance of progressive educational ideas in shaping future citizens. Today, Oakwood has grown into one of Los Angeles' most respected private schools, and its origins in the Ryans' backyard serve as a lasting reminder of Robert and Jessica's belief in the power of education and community. Robert Ryan, one of the most respected actors of Hollywood's golden age, was a man of strong beliefs, intelligence, and political conscience. While Ryan often kept his personal views carefully hidden within the industry, there was one person he could not stand, and that was John Wayne. Ryan's dislike for Wayne was not a small matter of professional rivalry or simple personality clash. It went much deeper, shaped by their opposing worldviews, their different approaches to acting, and the atmosphere of Cold War Hollywood. Ryan was quoted as saying, "There were many men in Hollywood whose politics I didn't agree with, but Wayne, he was the embodiment of everything I found crude, arrogant, and dangerous. It truly hated him more than anyone." For Ryan, Wayne wasn't just another conservative voice. He was a symbol of loud patriotism and the kind of self-righteous showing off that Ryan found disgusting. Where Ryan valued being subtle, thinking deeply, and quiet strength, Wayne represented to him an aggressive nationalism and macho posturing that felt empty and destructive. Ryan explained, Wayne thought he was America itself, strutting around with that walk office, preaching about freedom while shouting down anyone who disagreed with him. That wasn't freedom to me, it was tyranny wrapped in a flag. This cut to the heart of Ryan's hatred. Having served in the Marine Corps, himself Ryan knew the realities of war and sacrifice. He had seen young men die, and he understood how complicated patriotism could be. For him, Wayne's on-screen heroism and off-screen political loudness were insults to those who had truly faced danger. What especially made Ryan angry was Wayne's involvement in the House Un-American Activities Committee era, where Wayne became a loud defender of rooting out supposed communists in Hollywood. Ryan, who leaned toward progressive and liberal causes, found this horrible. He once said, "Wayne called people traitors simply for having ideas different than his own. I couldn't forgive that. It wasn't bravery. It was bullying." Ryan hated bullies, both in real life and in the characters he played. He often played villains on screen, but unlike Wayne, he understood the moral cost of violence and cruelty. To see Wayne celebrated as a national hero, while he himself wrestled with complex characters and difficult truths, filled Ryan with bitterness. Even as a professional, Ryan had little respect for Wayne as an actor. He played the same man in every picture, John Wayne playing John Wayne. Ryan scoffed in an interview with Friends. For Ryan, who studied drama seriously, worked on the stage, and dedicated himself to fully becoming his roles, Wayne represented the opposite of craft. He was a personality, not a performer, someone who coasted on his image rather than challenging himself artistically. It was never about character with him. It was about image, Ryan said sadly, and Hollywood rewarded that more than honest work. Despite all this, Ryan was careful not to let this personal hatred become too public during his lifetime. He was respected for his professionalism and did not want to appear petty or involved in tabloid feuds. Yet, those who knew him closely said that whenever Wayne's name came up, Ryan could not resist a cutting remark. He would shake his head, mutter under his breath, and sometimes launch into a passionate explanation of why he found Wayne so unbearable. Perhaps the most revealing of Ryan's feelings came in his reflection. "I played racists, killers, and men without conscience. But John Wayne, the man, not the characters, he disturbed me more than any role I ever took on because he believed he was right, and that anyone who didn't fall in line was un-American. That was poison to me." In the end, Robert Ryan's hatred for John Wayne was based on principle, not jealousy. It was about the kind of America he wanted to see, one that valued freedom of thought, quiet dignity, and moral complexity. To him, Wayne embodied a false version, American identity, loud, unthinking, and dangerously simple. And so, among all the people Ryan met in Hollywood, Wayne stood out as the one man he truly hated more than anyone. Robert Ryan and his wife Jessica Cadwallader shared a marriage that lasted more than 30 years. Their union was characterized by deep commitment, mutual respect, and shared life experiences. Throughout their years together, they faced the highs and lows of family life, the demands and unpredictability of Ryan's acting career, and the challenges of raising 3 children in the public eye. Yet they kept a bond that lasted even through times of personal and professional stress. Jessica, known for her warmth, intelligence, and steady support, played an essential role in providing stability and grounding for Ryan, whose career often required him to travel extensively and immerse himself in intense and emotionally demanding roles. Their partnership was not just one of convenience or social expectation. It was a genuine companionship in which each supported the other's hopes and personal growth. Tragically, Jessica's life was cut short when she died from cancer in 1972, a loss that left Ryan devastated, both personally and emotionally, as he dealt with the grief of losing the woman who had been his closest friend and partner for over 30 years. Just a year later, Robert Ryan himself was diagnosed with lung cancer, a disease that would ultimately kill him. He passed away in New York City in 1973 at the age of 63, marking the end of a life and career that had been both highly successful and profoundly influential in Hollywood. His death came at a time when he was still deeply respected for his body of work, which included a remarkable range of performances that spanned film noir, war dramas, westerns, and socially conscious films that often explored moral complexity and human frailty. Ryan's passing not only took away from the film world a gifted actor, but also left behind a legacy of dedication, integrity, and artistry that continued to inspire colleagues and audiences alike. In reflecting on his life, Ryan expressed a remarkable sense of gratitude and humility, even in the face of terminal illness. Shortly before his death, he was quoted as saying, "I've been lucky as hell with my career and my family." Statement that shows both his awareness of the privileges he had enjoyed and the deep value he placed on personal relationships over professional awards. This remark offers a glimpse into Ryan's character, revealing a man who, despite his success, never lost sight of the importance of human connection, love, and family. It speaks to the balance he kept between professional ambition and personal fulfillment. A balance that not everyone achieves in life, and highlights the deep satisfaction he found in the people and experiences that truly mattered to him.